Here behind me is the rat rod that me and Craig picked up in the UK and, well, attempted to drive it 1,000 kilometers home. Oh my god! Past the police.
The power keeps cutting at me. What's that?
This is definitely the most stupid thing I've ever seen drift games do ever.
I'm not driving this thing anymore. In this episode, we're going to transform this rat rod into our Drift Masters pit truck. How we're going to do that, we don't know, but one thing we will do, we'll figure it out.
So, if you saw the last episode, you will know that me and Craig tried to drive this from the south of London all the way back to Ireland with a lot of issues. If you haven't seen it, well, what are you waiting for? Go check it out, it's the last video. And you guys say you always want drama in the videos, and let me tell you this, it's got some drama. So, what is a hot pit vehicle? So for some of the Drift Masters rounds, from the top 16 onwards, the pits move to the start line, meaning you need tyres, fuel, and any tools that you need to fix the car in between battles. Usually people would use a van or a rental car, but let's be honest, this is going to be way cooler. Okay, so first of all, we need a plan, which luckily Craig and Wayne have crafted one out yesterday, and it's in his head at the moment, so here we go. Are we going to draw out what's... He's drawing lines, Craig.
That's it. That's Wayne. That is literally it. That's exactly it.
Like you've seen like CAD drawings and everything like that. Sorry, you drawn another box.
Wayne, you bought a little present for her as well yesterday. That's gonna go. Oh yeah. And then that'll go.
That's what we're working with now. Can you just expand and talk through what's going on?
That's it. It's on paper, that's it. There's going to be 2 bars going down here. There's going to be 2 bars going down in the middle. Your wheels and tyres are going to fit in there. In the back then you're going to have your toolbox. You're going to have your jack.
So pretty much we're going to have a tyre stand, we're going to have a toolbox, jack, storage area, and fuel cans.
Fuel cans.
Can't help but think your proportions are way out there.
It's perfect, I think.
Make sure you get the drawing right.
He doesn't have the measurements in the drawing, so I don't know how to mark it.
There's a few flaws to that drawing. Take it away. Okay, so before we get into the video, I never really went through this properly to show you some of the unique features and actually how well this thing's actually built. This was someone's pride and joy in the garage, and let me tell you, they spent a lot of time and there's a lot of detail in all this stuff, even down to the battery tray. Like, as far as battery trays go, that's pretty cool. Even all the little tabs there. And if you go under, it's actually quite a complex setup because obviously it was a leaf spring setup, so we had to change it to independent suspension almost to make the airbags work. So we had to custom make all of the arm setup and pan rod arms and everything like that to get this thing working right. So yes, from the outside, it does look a bit like a rusty piece of crap, but underneath, it's actually incredibly well built. So our first plan was to use one of these boxes, which is the SP box we take to all the drift events. It has enough room for everything, but unfortunately that doesn't fit in there. So we've had to improvise a little bit, and luckily they do a smaller box. So still a decent size, but it does mean that we can fit it into the truck, which is obviously the main point of this. SP Tools have a massive range of toolboxes and tools. We've been using their tools for years now, and literally every single tool that we've asked for, they've had it. And to prove that, check out the website for the full range. Okay, so like every great plan, plans change just like this one. So we have our toolbox in, And the jack was going to go to the side, but we think that it's not really going to fit because it doesn't really fit. So Craig is making some alterations to the plan now. That's just a phone number.
Moving the jack from here to here to here, and then that'll allow for this here to move to here.
Perfect.
And then this will
should
work there. Okay.
You happy with the plan?
Just get a few more measurements now and we'll be great.
Something about the grinder he really doesn't like. What's the plan here, Wayne?
So with this hinging down, it's going to be in the way of the toolbox. I'm afraid lads running around might run into it and put their legs. So we think we might make it that we can just lift it down, slide it off and put it over to one side.
Some slider hinges.
Yeah, here and here. And be able to let down the door, slide it off.
Wayne, this is the most engineering I've ever known you to do.
I'm very good at this crack, sorry.
I really thought he was going to take this as a joke, but I've never known him put so much thought into something for it to be practical. And what were you saying? Everything needs to be ready to go.
You have to be ready to go, like you just need to be ready to go.
Wayne, these are your pretty welds.
I'm not even a welder. Just a chancer.
What's cracking, Wayne?
Hold the way at me, hold the way back. Look at that.
You can hold a toolbox then.
Definitely hold the toolbox now and then.
Now you pull up your trousers. So usually this is the scrap seal that's been left outside and got all rusty, which we'd never use. But for this, it's actually better that it's rusty, so it blends into the rest of the truck. And again, Rocky is, I mean, he hates grinders. I don't know what it is about them, but he hates them. There you go, Wayne. Perfect. It's like it's meant to be. Wayne's obviously gone for the safety squints on those ones.
Put a bit tight. A bit of grease there, be grand.
From idea to practice, that's not too bad, Wayne.
They're a little bit bigger on it, but
Like, I don't think they look bad. Alright guys, I'm interrupting this video right now to tell you about our merchandise. So for the past week, you've seen that we've been pushing these mystery bags to help raise funds of building our track, which is going to be called Sportsland. Now, thank you so much for anybody that's bought a mystery bag already, but these are only going to be on sale for another 24 hours. So if you haven't bought one and wanted to be entered into the competition to be the first person to drift on the track, well, you better get one fast, because 24 hours, guys, from the release of this video, so 8 p.m. tomorrow. But also, if you don't want to get one of the mystery bags, you want to be in control of what you're purchasing. Our full range is available on the driftgames.life website, and I don't know about you guys, but I honestly think this merch range is the best one yet. I'm not going to be restocking any of the stuff. Once it's gone, so I guess get it whilst you can. Okay, right, let's get back to the video, and let me tell you, stick around to the end because we've got a pretty cool release for it. In fact, if I get this in, you have to. That was genuinely first time. So the toolbox stand all done. We are now going to de-danger, and I think that's what we're going to call it, because obviously there is, well, if people are rushing around their pits in a rush, they're, well, that's not going to be the best. So I think, what are we going to do, Wayne?
Don't take them over and flush in the end of it. Oh Josh, we can bring that home with you.
We probably should have taken these off before we set off, Craig.
Nah, they don't know how.
Although I did safety proof them, so almost as good. Along with removing the spikes, we're obviously going to remove a bit of the tail bit, because obviously you could get a bit of a shimmer off those.
That looks stupid.
Okay, so as Wayne's been at the back of the truck, Craig has been in the middle of the truck with, if we get the drawing actually, we so you see these lines at the start, is this representing the bars then?
Yeah, these 2 bars in the middle there. These bars here.
It's getting a little bit complicated, but I think we're getting the gist of it. So essentially this is the tie rack. Don't wreck the drawing. So simple design, but effective. And then if Dave or Connor gets really far in competition and they need more tyres.
Oh, we can test this one out, Jack.
Is this the first test?
It's not in the drawing, Jack.
This is just in theory. Look at that. You'd be stocked with tyres. Well, hang on a second, I think we can add this to the drawing. So, there. So pretty much Craig's gonna weld these up, and then we're gonna have toolbox tyre rack, and then we need to move on to the fuel after that. So we have those little prong things to keep the jack from sliding around all the way, and Craig is welding a bar so the wheels don't fall out. So whilst he's finishing off that, Wayne is tackling the engine. So obviously if you watch the video you realise that it was misfiring and wasn't revving up. So Wayne started with the spark plugs. As you can see, it's, yeah, not very good. Lots of black stuff on there. So some seem to be worse than others, but yeah, still don't look great to be fair. Okay, next up is the fuel. So obviously in the drift cars we run the best stuff, which is Sunoco race fuel. So when we're in the hot pit, the cars need fueling up, so we need to figure out a way to get fuel cans on the truck. And after a bit of thinking, we think the best thing is to get a plate out there, weld it to the chassis, so that can go there. So it'll be hanging on the outside, which I think is not only a good use of space because it's not using any of the space on there, which there isn't any, but it looks pretty cool as well. And I will say the last bit of safety precaution is, and a lot of you said it in the previous video, the spikes, which I've already cut a few of them off. Yes, they were sketchy, yes, it was stupid, but we thought if we angle grinded them off before a long journey, it might expand the metal or something and make them come loose. So we made the decision to, well, rub duct tape over them to take the sharpness off, I guess. But no, it's only going to be rolling around the pits from now on, so I think taking them off is the best decision. Okay, so stuff's moving pretty fast today. I have the nuts, well, so they're not going to spike anymore. Craig is well on the way to having the fuel pod thing done. And what is this, Wayne? So obviously this truck is on air. You've connected this to the air tank now, so you can...
Yeah. make use of the air so that when it's there.
You know what? There's definitely a brain in there somewhere, Wayne.
Yeah, it'd be handy just for pumping up a wheel. If a wheel was a little bit soft, pull out the air line, quick pump up and away with you. We're now.
Well, it definitely works. I honestly think that this truck's going from a little bit of novelty to being very useful. Okay, so the Driftmaster's hot rod pickup, whatever it's called, is done. And instead of showing you guys what it looks like now, I think I'm going to wait till the morning and I'm going to show you in a much better way. And also a lot more sketchy way. But I think it's going to be worth it. How was that, Craig?
Absolutely horrible. And gives me flashbacks I never want to have again.
But I have to say, she's looking well.
She is looking well, Josh. Looking ready for a busy season.
Which is what we need it for. Right, so we're going to give you a quick talk through of everything that's kind of gone on with here and the plan and theory behind this.
You grease line, I'd say.
So obviously in the hot pit, we're not going to be working from the truck, which is why we've still left the wheels on there so we can take it off and you can just move it to wherever you want. And as you can see, there was space there where we can put all the tools and, well, whatever we need, shafts or anything that you might need in the hot pit. Wayne, if you'd like to demonstrate the jack, the quick release jack.
Quick release jack. This is good for it. Oh.
Easy as that. They're ready to go. And the wheels are very self-explanatory, and then that bar's obviously welded in, so I mean, they can rattle around but they can't come off. And the fuel cans at the side, which were tested by Craig and Wayne's weight.
Putting in a ship.
I think we're going to change these to chains on the side, but we didn't have any rusty chains, so bungee cords for now. And last but certainly not least, we have our airline connected to the air tank.
This is Wayne's baby, this one is.
Hot days.
Look at that. Huh?
Even the compressor's kicking in to pump it back up again. So in theory, that's everything you need for a hot pit. Tyres, jack, tools, something to pump up the tyres or blow anything off, and a bit of storage area. Ain't that right, Wayne?
That's all you need. One way you're running good cars, you see.
So fingers crossed we won't really need any of this apart from tyres.
High
five, guys. Still got plaster on your finger, Craig.
Didn't even know this, Josh.
And that rounds up today's video. Now this video was almost like a bit of a throwback to videos a few years ago where we're just in the shed getting shit done, really. You may have noticed there's not been as many videos as there usually is. We have about 3 or 4 videos building up in the background which are going to be really good, but they're just going to take a little more time to get everything in line to get them right. So in the last video we asked you guys what we should call it, and there has been a winner. And the name of this truck is Crap Rod. Because it's crap and it's a hot rod. I'm sure you can make the link there of why I think this suits. So that makes us one step closer to Driftmasters. Now we have the pit truck now. Well, I mean, all we've got to do is get the cars and everything else ready, and we're pretty much good to go. But for now, I'm going to leave this video here. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and I shall catch you guys on the next one.